この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I am Teeaboo and I am here for Frieren and it's gonna be really good. So silly. So silly. Welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo. I'm here for Frieren. We're gonna watch episode 20 and probably episode 21 because I've been informed that they go well together. I'm so excited. We are in the midst of the first class mage exam and we had our setup and beginning of the first thing. A challenging mission to find a little still, quiet, calm bird that is a rocket ship and could break the sound barrier and is also extremely strong and very powerful. Really cool. I love that the bird is named after the thing that is required to capture it. I really like that. I think it's very cool. But the circumstance is one that has led to a lot of strategizing and cool strategic play that goes way beyond most of what we see in most shows, let alone most battle shonen, and I really enjoy it. Having multiple parties with their own angles, their own strengths, their own concerns, figuring out different ways to solve the different tasks that are put in front of them, reminds me of some of the best and most compelling parts of some of the best and most compelling shows that do stuff like this. There are pieces, little smidges, little slivers of My Hero Academia that are close, and yet then the whole rest of the show is nowhere near close. But at the parts where My Hero Academia and shows like it like transcend and do something really fucking cool, that's like our baseline, and that's where we're kind of at. And now we're doing something really fucking cool in our baseline world and building from there. The task at hand to capture steals is one that's organized to reward ingenuity and reward characters and players strategizing against one another. But it's also one that's built to create scarcity, to create a limitation, and to create conflict. And we are transitioning into that part now. Our cool strategizing happened a lot with Denken. His name is Denken, right? The Thinker. Denken the Thinker, and all the others. But now our parties are colliding. Our little squad has pulled some strings, frozen some lakes, infused mana into some others to drive all the steel into one direction and find their own. But it's had the cascading effect of shaking everybody else up and causing a whole bunch of individual conflicts and collisions that are about to spark and go kind of wild. From Virbel, the wolfy dude from the north with his own particular styles, to Ere, who seems to really care about him quite a bit, to Denken and the Thinkers, to Fern and her foil potentially in Ebel. We have a whole interesting cast of characters that we've been thrown into the ringer with, and now we're just gonna shake them up and see what happens. So, I expect exceptional things from these episodes. I said before that probably 2021 would go together. There is the distinct possibility that we're just gonna get overwhelmed by Sakuga and interesting stuff and cool, and just get stuck. Be warned. Be aware that that's entirely possible. But for now, I'm excited to be diving into more Frieren. I'm excited about where we left off. Felt like a really cool inflection point as we were about to jump into battle and stuff, so kind of think we're going to get that right out of the gate. And I'm glad to have you along for the ride. Let me do a little drawing. Can anybody predict what I will draw? Anybody? This is the hint. This is the hint. This is a bad hint. This is a terrible hint. I don't have the fingers to make this work. Droopy. I think that's pretty good for a pair of the eyes that shook the world. The eyes that made a bajillion otakus realize that they're masochists. It is stunning to me how powerful just a slightly unique pair of eyes on a moderately attractive character turns them into an icon, like breaks the brains of everybody who sees them. Because watching my Discord when I dropped the last episode was like, there was a lot of horny bonking. There was a lot of bonk, a lot of horny, and it was usually it's around, usually it's around horny things and sexy stuff, but it was about eyes, a character's eyes. That says something about Frieren as a show. That says something to me. Says it's got sexy eyes. And really, really deep and intricate and beautiful things, man. Like, the sexiest scenes in Frieren have been putting on a jacket, a character with droopy eyes, a dress spinning. What the fuck? That's so insane. That's so insane. Okay. Speaking of insane, we return now to an insane set of circumstances. A big, multi-dimensional battle royale between a bunch of opposing, thrown together, three-man party factions. All our characters are involved and invested, and because of the way that the event has been set up, and the plays that they have made, are going to collide. Now we turn our attention back to the fights that are brewing in Frieren, and we shall see who comes out with a steel in a cage and all of their party members present, because those are the only rules thus far. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Frieren fun. There will be two versions of this reaction. A picture-in-picture version with the video up there will be linked in the description down there, and a timer-based version will be up on YouTube, and you're currently watching it. It'll have a beep timer to count you down, and there will be early access on the Patreon, and Frieren is a good show. And if you agree, then like, comment, and subscribe. Ugh, that felt gross. If you enjoy the content, like, comment, and subscribe, please. And if you really enjoy the content, consider heading over to the Patreon and throwing $1 my way. It makes all of the difference, like all of it, every bit of it. Let's watch Frieren. Episode 20, beep timer. Boy, sure. What is Yubal's thing? Yeah. And way beyond you. So calm, but he's so excited. Daga. That's why she keeps walking forward. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Wail on each other with basic spells, eh? You just keep going. Yeah, her mana pool, man. Practice. Just sheer force. Punch, 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 punch. Ora, 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 ora. But in space. Fuck. Holy shit, Fern just overwhelming you with zero strategy. No strategy, just guns. Fire more arrows is the answer. That's so good. Everybody's like, how do I shoot the perfect arrow? How do I hit my mark perfectly? And Fern is just like, shotgun. Shotgun. Saturation. Carpet bombing. Oh my god. That is one thing about, like, all of the magic that Frieren uses and has taught. It's straight to the fucking point. There's no flourish at all to it. Like, hell, there was more flourish when she flew up and did the, like, where is the ring spell than there was in any of the, like, big attacks. It's about getting the shit done. It's a weapon. It's also like what Denkin said about how, like, there's no honor in this. This isn't an honorable work that we do. Necessary killing. Virbal stuff? Oh, it's a binder. Oop. Kinky. It's a bird binder! Maybe it doesn't work on birds. That's strong. What about blinks? What about blinks? Does he have to blink? Letting you push. Yeah, before you could see it. Hole. Hole. Yeah. Blood Knight. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, you're not looking at her! And that's the cut that we see in the OP, and now you're bound. And right where it's gonna fall? Nope. Oh, so if he'd gotten closer. Hmm. Not going for the kill. Oh, because you were going for torture instead of the quick end. That's it. So he sees her. He sees her. He sees the monster. But that's so demonic. It's so demonic. Hmm. Yeah, y'all can go on a date. Let's go. Let's have a little chat. This is so great. This gives us insight too. Mercenaries, classic. Yep. Those are peasants and children. Yeah, front lines. Yeah. Griffith. It's normal. And interruption. And you specialized in binding. You don't want to kill me. Clinging on, crybaby. We can't have her get killed here, because then Fern loses. Oh, hi there. Thought so. So silent. Completely unnoticed. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. She's been practicing, baby. Fuck, that's so cool. We're so good. Fern is so far beyond. Lucky. Oh. That's a test. So you giving up? Practical thing to do would be to walk away. Even though she lied. Even though she lied about Ere. It's not about a want. In her own circumstance, Evil would kill because she wants it. Oh, that's so good! I'll just have to act. Yeah, Yubil-sama, put it down, girl. That was cool. Kuwasemono. Yeah, we haven't seen any of his ability yet, so I really wonder what it is. Is that steel? Or feathers? Oh, shit. A good pretender, though. Okay, what is your deal, my guy? Petals. And yet he's unharmed. He's not actually this body or something? But not confident. Teeaboo. You don't know what you don't know, man. You don't know what you don't know, man. Yeah, he's not in any danger. This isn't his body or something like that. Huh. It's not. Huh. Oh, it has substance. A simulacrum. Long enough. Just a little taser to the back of the head. So one of them hid and the other one swapped? Yeah, good pretender. Truly, it teaches us a lot about... Yeah! Super smooth, Fern. You got borked. Hey, dear, you got borked. Shows you where she's at. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh. Yeah. Thought she was strong. Uh-huh. Hmm. Piggy Beku. Cute. Oh, never mind. We're just doing this. Never mind. I thought it was gonna be cute. She had to ask for it. That's so cute. Sharf is the pedals guy, right? He got borked as well, yeah. Well, we lost. Oh, buddy. Stack him up. You got tased. He can be objected. Against the barrier. Okay, so that's something interesting. Yeah, he's got a lot of contrast to him. Just like with the binding and holding and killing and being evil and monstrous. Ah, he saved her. That's where her admiration comes from. Back again. It's about money. Oh, and they left? So you want it to be a safe place. I wonder who this... maybe it's nobody. Oh, but it's stuck. I wonder if it's her. It's not. It can't be Eri, right? It's not her. Right? Right? It's not, right? It can't be, right? It couldn't be, right? It's not. That'd be too silly. Oh! Bind it! Bind it! Bind it! Spell! Oh shit, he got it! And the three are together, they can actually survive! My guy. Stupid bird. That's great. I'm glad Veerbill gets to... Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Now we get to turn our attention. All she had to do was find you. Is he good enough at holding his mana back? Run. Speed. Oh. Oh. Hey. Fast one. I wonder if it's transposition or speed. Oh, shit. I wonder if that girl is the person that he saved. Or the person who left. I doubt it. I'm standing right on top of her. Oh, she moved again. She keeps moving in spooky ways. Does it? Oh, that's cool. Strategy. What will happen? All right, they've revealed themselves. Hello, Denkin. Very confident. Yeah, but he's up against something big and bad and that you don't expect. More power. Maybe he has something above that he needs. Yeah, I wonder if we'll dive into that. I hope so. Wow, she knows so much. Fucking Frieren. Instant transmission. Yeah, just stay the fuck away. But why? Frieren. There are plenty. But of your generation. Okay. That's bad. Denkin still thinks he's gonna win when he knows that. He's not underestimating her. Yeah. Yeah, it's super interesting because you've been on the skirts, on the outskirts for the whole time. And eliminate your group. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, hold on, you two. Yeah, what are your win conditions? Because their win condition is just survive the 3 hours while they have the bird. Whoa. But so last year. Oh, it's her! Oh. Oh. And stands before the goddess, yeah. But is not aligned. It's a boon, it's a wish. But that character is at odds with Frieren, I think. It's a wish, yeah, it's a wish. So why does he care then? We don't need to kill them. Yeah, Denkin's not down for this. We're about to end this episode, right? Good. Good. A setup for a 1v1. Bogland? Splitland? Oh! Fucking Richter! Of course he has crazy earth powers and can build an arena. Fucking sick. The battle begins. Oh, that's the wall that he's gonna be running on. Here we go. And here's our build-up to establish, and then we're gonna cut. Begin. Ah! 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 Rad. Rad, but this next one is gonna be... This next one is gonna be where it's at, isn't it? We can have a short discussion on this one and move into the next groove. Ah. Da dun da 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 dun da da. I wonder who that voice was. I wonder if that's Serie. Seri. So we finally have a name to place to that other elf character. And an understanding of their position. Like, why are they at the head of things and having capes and cloaks put on them? And the answer has been given to us. They are the head and founder of the Continental Magic Association, a relatively recent organization from which they have developed a thing that's a bit of a thorn in Frieren's side. I wonder if they know each other, and how well. Frieren had an immediate reaction to hearing that name, didn't she? I wonder, how well do they know each other? How at odds are they? I don't know. And how old is Serie? I don't know. Elves don't age, after all. Okay, Yubel's technique is very spooky. Any techniques where it's like no movement, just slicing, really scary. And her continuous, like completely nonplussed, unfazed situation by it is spooky too. Just continuously walking forward as shit's destroyed all around. Fantastic. The banter between these two is lovely. There's actually there's some real murder tension here, but, well, it shows us that there's a huge difference between the kinds of people who look and feel and act scary, and who are, and those who are monsters within. Virbel is capable of being a monster because of his circumstances. He's had to become one, and he's capable of putting it on. It's a face that he wears. It's a head that he puts on. It's a hat that he can change out. Yubel, it's in her. It is her. She's a monster. She wants it. She craves it. But at core, in terms of expression and representation, Virbel seems scarier. Seems more threatening, more dangerous, more vicious, more violent. Part of that's the trappings, right? The elements, the piercings, the necklaces, the clothes. But how much of that is armor? How much of that is learned things that, as opposed to being, I'm a barbarian from the north and I wear all these crazy skulls on my stuff, how much of that is putting himself into the character that he feels like he can be competent in a deadly space? How much of it is a costume? Quite a bit, it seems. Because at his core, Virbel wants to create safe places for people. He wants to protect. He doesn't want to harm. He doesn't want to kill. Not really. He wants to bind and delay, and it takes emotional ramping up for him to push past the threshold and produce violence and be a monster. And he has to like actively integrate and incorporate his shadow in order to verge into the shadow self and allow the evil to flow through in a coherent way, or the destruction to flow through in a coherent way that doesn't make him evil, that doesn't destroy him from the inside. To have that switch is crucial for him. Yuval doesn't have a switch to go back to, like a person to become that's the cute the cute human inside. It's not there. It's not there. Now maybe we'll find out that she's got some history and some past and some layered trauma and stuff, but from what we've seen in this conversation, in this context, it's not there. She's missing that piece. So we very quickly are able to convey to us, the audience, how different people respond to different circumstances, and portray Virbel as this very protagonisty, like powerful, positive character who from the outset looks like, one, kind of a fuckboy, and two, kind of a monster, kind of violent, kind of scary and stuff. But then under the surface, where does all that come from? It comes from this deep desire to protect. And when the chips are down, what does he do? He chooses not to kill, and to delay, and to retreat when it's necessary. And when he finds the people that he's around, he carries them, despite complaining about it, right? The complaining and the tsundere grandpa stuff is happening on the outside. It's like, it's not like I actually want to help you or be friends or a coherent family or whatever. We're not a squad or anything. I don't care about you guys, but the truth is that he does. There's depth to the guy, depth to the character. And similarly, there's great care and admiration for him here from Ere's side, which is great. Now then, blah! So fucking crazy. But then it's the moment where it like ramps up. Practice, baby. Practice, baby. I fear not. Somebody posted this on the previous episode. I fear not the man who has practiced 1,000 kicks once, but the man who's practiced one kick 1,000 times. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Because when it's a fucking flurry of machine gun kicks into your face, you're fucked. That's bad. Is this as cool animation style and animation wise as some of the other stuff that we've seen? No, but it's still fucking dope. It's still dope. It looks great. The complete lack of emotional response from Fern is amazing. The lack of character in the fighting, it doesn't have a shred of character, is pretty freaking cool because it doesn't need a shred of character. This isn't a dance. This isn't a competition. This isn't, I'm gonna use perfect form and technique. I'm gonna look like the best fucking fighter ever. I'm gonna make the swooshy sword moves and look all cool and do spinning sword attacks. This is like, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna hit you with the attack that kills you, and then I'm gonna hit you with the other attack that kills you, and then I'm gonna feint this one and hit you with that one, and then you're dead. That's as much as we gotta do. That's all we gotta do. Yeah. It's fucking sick. Binding spell. A powerful one. This element of the way that powers work and the withholding of information about your power in order to get the leg up on somebody is awesome. The logic inside during fights is also awesome, and I think it will become even better as we move forward into the Denkin fight. But here, like Yubo realizing, why does he command me? Why doesn't he just, come and take it? Or come and kill me? And figures out that she can break his line of sight. Very cool. And similarly, he realizes, as she goes for a slice across the eyes, debilitating but not deadly, that she's trying to torment him. She doesn't want to make it easy, quick, wham, one and done. She wants to do the blade flourishes, but not for her own arrogance, to see the fear that it instills in the other, right? To see the torment that she can cause. She's a monster. What hells have you seen? That implies to me that Yubo thinks that her perspective is emergent from the hells that she's seen. So, let's step back for a second. I don't think that's true. I think Yubel is innately bust. on the ASPD disorders group, antisocial personality disorders, which is the framework umbrella that would include the formerly and now deprecated term sociopath and psychopath, and the paths, the violent antisocial people. That's the umbrella term. I think she's in there, and I don't think that is the result of nurture to her or her circumstances, although those things can compound it and reinforce and make worse, clearly, 100%. But there's something innate. There's something in the way that she's structured. But in her formulation, what hells have you seen? That makes me think that in her worldview of self, it doesn't come as like, I'm broken. It comes as like, I'm correct. The world has been broken and been broken to me. And so my existence is a response to that. And so must Virbel's be. He's seen all these hells. That's why he's acting like this. But it's also a way to dig at his backstory and get him to play along and get him to buy time. Which it does. It works. This is a really poignant scene. I think it's powerful. We haven't seen a lot of war in Frieren, insofar as war. The closest we've had was Aura the Guillotine's army of bodiless armors, of headless soldiers. But there are two elements here. One, even though we are positive mercenaries specializing in fighting demons, during lulls and in times of need, when there are wars between nations, we get mobilized for that too, and it's out of our control. A mercenary company that doesn't just fight for good or justice, right? Not heroes or adventurers, mercenaries, sellswords. And they fight where they're told to. And sometimes they're told to fight armies of peasants. People know exactly what makes other people weak, and this is correct. It's a hell of a scene. We have this one boy who's highlighted so that we can see a bit of a face, and then it fuzzes out again. A fiendish act, but not an uncommon one. One that I had to become willing to do. What do you do if you're standing in that line? You don't have another life to leave this for, or a place to go. Those children are going to be slaughtered by your peers, by the army around you. You didn't order them into battle. You didn't cause this fight as a whole. What can you do to change it? Nothing, is the answer that Virbel comes to. And so he puts on a mask. He puts on armor, mask, all these bits and pieces, all these pieces of expression. Skulls and spikes, it's the same thing. How do I put myself into a state where I'm capable of doing the things that I have to do because I don't have a choice? It's a trauma response. It's scar tissue over the top of damage. It's amazing. It's commonplace in the far north. Not hell, just normal. But that's hell, my guy. So that's something interesting too. What is hell is determined in large part by where you came from and what that's like. Your binding is about not killing. And he recognizes it. That's right, I prepare myself. I'm not a monster who wants to kill. But I will, and I have, and I'm capable. I think Virbel, broken though he is a very good example of the kind of person that emerges from having a core that seeks morals, that seeks good and justice in a world that forces action that is violent or destructive. Sometimes the only ways that you can survive and the only ways that you can produce those sorts of justice and morals is by acting harshly, by being in touch with what Jung would call the shadow, by being capable of harnessing your own capacity for violence and for destruction. That's going to help immensely when you come across people who are actually vicious and monstrous, like Virbel is. It's going to help you recognize them. But it's also necessary. That ability to push past the threshold means that all of the action taken within the threshold, all that safe action, is coherent and safe and intentional. There's a huge difference between somebody who is ready to kill not killing somebody, and somebody who is not ready to kill, not killing somebody. Or there's a huge, to take it back further, there's a huge difference between someone who doesn't know how to fight and is scared of fighting, saying, I don't fight, and then saying, I'm a moral person because I don't fight, versus somebody who can fight, who's ready to, who's able to, who knows what it's going to take, who knows what it's going to require, and who says, I don't fight, and I'm a good person because I don't fight. It's a good thing for me to be doing that. And I know it because I know what it's like. And I know that I could if I had to. The first is a scared space of ineptitude. And it's a self-soothing of like, well, I'm good because I've never had to engage with those problems. I'm good because I've never been put in a circumstance where I might have exploded. Or I'm moral or just because I've never been in a circumstance where I had the opportunity to express my power over another person, really and fully. A lot of people in our easy world skate by, never having been tested or pushed to their limits, and never pursuing the reason to do so for themselves. Those kinds of people will withdraw and be repulsed by violence or by the realities of the world. And they will find themselves ill-prepared if real threats emerge in their lives. This state, being well and truly willing, capable, and able to cause great destruction and harm if necessary, having the skill and the capacity and the knowledge that you have it, and simultaneously having the desire to do everything that you can to prevent it from getting there, to avoid that circumstance, to not seek it, is really potent. There are only a couple of kinds of people who seek out violence and fights, who seek it. People in Yubel's camp who have a set of disorders and are engaged toward violence, angled at it, and often who lack the ability to empathize with others, for whom others become a means to an end, a fulfillment of desires. It's one kind of person who seeks out violence, and they're the dangerous ones, like truly murderous and monstrous. But there's another type of dangerous ones, and it's the ones who've never experienced it. Bar fights rarely happen between people who know how to fight or have been in a few. Unless they're on that ASPD side, right? And like addicted to it or like interested in it. Virabel's right the opposite. He's somebody who's got that good in him, but does what he has to do. I admire it. There's elements of it that are obviously broken, that are built out of trauma and built out of pain and stuff. But God, I admire it too. Fuck, Fern's cool. Fuck, Fern is cool. All the mana stuff and so cool. Okay, conditions, almost with the attack, not with the attack. Metal pedals are super sick. This, as soon as he's just like sort of flailing around and just being totally calm about it, it's like, that, you're Mechamaru. There's something else going on. He's a shadow clone. He's a shadow clone jutsu and an electrical jutsu guy. Pretty fucking rad. I don't trust other people. Yeah. Wonder if you don't trust yourself either. Make a facsimile for others to see. A fake representation of you while the real one hides in the background. Yeah. Didn't you graduate at the top of your class? Yeah, all that does is tell us who Fern really is. Fuck! Holy shit, one nasty monster. Carry me on your back, so cute. Carry me on your back, also so cute. They happen to find a thing, it's amazing. This is really interesting. I wonder who this little girl is, if we're ever going to find out. I don't know. But I do wonder. I wonder who her grandpa is, too. Fuck, they find one, so they're going to stay in it, which is really cool. And then the rest of the episode is the setup here and little bits of conversation here. I'm very curious about her. It was one thing when the bird was landing on his teapot, and there's another one's landing on her fucking head, just like Frieren. Fudge. And then she seems to be using something that's similarly fast or otherwise, like, transporty. I don't know. Just pops into different spaces, and he's totally unconcerned about it. And then there are internal struggles. Jillware, and she's running off fast, fast, fast. Richter is very much wanting to kill one of them. Denken is not. This is very interesting from him. There's maybe something like Virbel here. Someone who's capable of great viciousness and destruction, but doesn't seem to seek it when it isn't necessary. Has goals. But also, it doesn't seem to be seeking the boon the way the others are. It's a very, very awesome and interesting piece of reveal. 50 years ago, out of nowhere, suddenly appeared Serie to reign over humanity's magic, and we get a serious response to this. Yeah. And then imagery. A special privilege. One spell. A living grimoire. This guy in the center is Growl, precision guy, and this is the chick with the gray long hair. So each of them has been given a boon, probably, by Serie, but I wonder what it was. Wings? Who knows? And I wonder what Richter wants, and I wonder what Denken wants. You can handle some children, can't you? And I'll crush her. This is the first person. This is the first person who knows exactly who Frieren is, knows what he's up against, and still goes, I got this. No sweat. Every other time, it's been people who are like, you're just a cute little elf maiden. You're not going to be able to hurt me. Denken is confident. That's fucking scary. And deeply exciting, and I can't wait to see where it goes in the next episode, which we're going to watch in just a moment. See you in a second for it. Peace. All right, and here we Frieren go for episode 21, and the fight we've been waiting for honestly for a few episodes. Frieren versus Denken. We've been building it up. He's the dankest boy. She's the freest free. These are eyes. Thank you, Ubel. We need you watching over us. And that's it. Let's watch it. Beep, beep, timer. And we did talk about that. Ooh, that's interesting. Is this the place where we saw Serie? Yeah, it is. Holy shit, we went and met her before. That's the voice. Fuck. Flamme kneels before Serie. Hello. Are we friends? I feel like not. Wow, nothing has changed. A long, 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 long time has passed, and nothing has changed. Just an archive, huh? Wonder how stuck in the past she is, like, how fucked her ideas about reality are. But even Flamme was reverent towards Serie. But then for 950 years or whatever, she's just not done it, and then emerged to helm humanity's magic. I guess emerged right after defeat of the Demon King by Himmel and Party, right? Like 30 years later? Because it was 80 and then 50. Maybe I have the timeline wrong. Oh, it's now raining inside. But that moment when they're looking up, it's raining inside. The barrier gets broken somehow. There's something about that's a wrinkle that I'm not sure about. The world of magic. Let's fucking go, Richter! And away! Yeah, we're gonna really animate it this time. This is the episode. This is the episode, y'all. Get ready for a game changer! I've been here the whole time. He's really ready to kill them, too. Hmm. There's nothing valuable about being given a piece. Oh, trained Flamme on a whim. Is that a male voice actor? Sounds like Killua. Or maybe Kurapika. I've 100% heard this person before. I wonder who. I want to find him myself. It's the joy. Wow. She gave the same answer. No good. I think you're wrong there. Called it. Yes. As one who seeks battle? Oh. Interesting. Hine. Yeah, we really feel it. Tenken's cool. We could be homies. Frost. Yeah, they're so limited. Oh my god. You gotta work together, girl. Oh man. Dope. Relatively. Rain! If only we had rain! You are super arrogant, Richter. That's cool. That attitude, though, of like, ugh. It's not about exhausting mana. It's about winning. Alright, yeah, lecture us. Come on, Richter. So you're just manipulating Earth. No need to iterate. Too complicated, too much mana. Arms races. To break through. Yeah, don't try to block it. He's going to be trying to break down those defenses by using physical stuff. As opposed to what Fern did, which is even more impressive because she overwhelmed it with high volume mana attacks. Not stand down. Get fucked. Yeah, you're pretty close now. And they're cut. Magic is a world of imagination. What if you did it to one of the others of you? Are you sure about that? Eh. Oh, no threat, huh? Why are you running? Why you bring us to your zone? You won't fight us where we're strong? Children. Transition! Ah, it's an Italian circus! Yeah, because she's practically endless. Jeez. You can try, bro. Give it your best shot. Flaming tornado. That's a fucking try. Was it? We know barriers. Have they? Ever since they found out about the rain thing. Yes! One, because one has stayed in a fucking room this entire time. One has stayed in a fucking room the entire time. And the other one's been learning and seeking for 1,000 years. Memorizing grimoires? You are outmatched, my friend. Just a Zoltrak to the chest. Hey, big man. Brutal. Brutal. Hoo-ha. You don't have anything to gain by holding it back. Aw, clonk. Alright. Oh, wow. I'll kill him. She's serious, too. She's serious. No, she's serious. It's not a bluff. Because she'll sense it. Tenken's so smart. You use Jillware. He's gonna move. You're gonna move. Found you. I don't know. Yeah, what's your reason? He can't go home. He can't go home. Dude, can we take Denken with us? Confident. Ah! Water. Obviously. Babysitting time has just begun. Overtime. Yikes. These scenes are cool. Gonna poke a hole. Yeah, you're about to find out today. You're about to learn today, my guy. Holy shit. Hey, wait a second. Wait a second, have we missed something? Couldn't be. Oh. Oh, she realizes it! This is how you say hello, by breaking down your barrier? Even if the world were turned upside down. Alright, kids, you got the rain you needed. Oh. It's a bad time, man. Is he just gonna straight give up instantly? Or are we gonna get to see it? Come on, Kane, show us you're cool. Run, Richter. Oh, he's not running. He's not running. Yeah, you fucked up. You stupid idiot. You touched the water. Excuse you? There's a lot of water. High volume indeed. Hold him! Hold him! I'll punch! God, that looks so fucking good. Yeah, you're about to get whomped, my guy. Oh, pop. Wow. Hup. Oh, what a rad sequence. Hey, poof. Where's the burb? Oh, she's got it on her back. You love it. Hey, buddy. You know what, man? Oh, he caught him. That's cute. You know what, man? It's all good. You couldn't have known. Shit. Unless burb. Easier. I hope they get a bird. Call for backup. Oh. Find somebody who's been defeated, steal their burb. You just don't see it. That's fucking interesting. Yeah, it's all she taught him. All she taught her. Mundane magic, so good. It's just the combat spells that are limited. Don't answer that question. Yeah! Especially to a monster. Four eyes, two people. No reason to fight hard. But we have no mana. It's about the meaning. I think I really love Denken. He's fucking sick. Hello. Bluff? They don't need to know that. Is he just ready to fucking fight? He just wants to fist fight them. Dude, I fucking love it. Gauntlet down! Yeah! He's gonna kick the shit out of him. Fight till the end. I love Denken. I love it. Aww. I love him so much. I love him so much. I'm so pleased by that character. We're gonna cut over to Denken with a burb, right? They found one squad with burb. They did it. Let's go. Just broke some knuckles. Oh. Why on the butt? Awesome. All the important parties are through. And we've narrowed it down to characters whose names we know, basically. 3 days. Victory! Oh my god, finally we turn our attention to Stark! How you doing, bud? Bored. Just getting happy. Yeah, you got it so rough, buddy. Oh, that's different. It's a different piece of the song, like, every time, a little bit. It's so interesting. God, that was fun. I love Denkin going for just a fist fight. Fuck it, I fucking love Denkin going for the fist fight. That's so sick. I love the crystallization of the barrier popping magic. Fuck. I love the way the water looks. I love how Denkin is, like, he knows he's up against a near impossibility, but he thinks he can do it. He just doesn't understand what he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. Now he does, and he's impressed. He's got, like, the wherewithal to be like, damn, I got beat. Legit. No sweat to it. Got toasted with basic magic. I just got schooled like a white belt, is what he's feeling, right? We just had a black belt from one tradition walk into another dojo and get schooled like a white belt. Fuck. That's so cool. Future enemies. So, an in-between episode, methinks. Something to glue it all together. Fuck, this is so cool. There's so much in this that's revealing stuff about the future. There's a bunch of stuff that's just cool looking and fun fighting and just classically really good battle shonen, like, combat sequences and stuff. And deep levels of intrigue, cool magic upsets, stuff that, like, shakes the foundations of the world of magic, as well as introduces us to insights into the way that magicians think of magic. And I asked some questions as we came into Oysurst in the first place about, like, well, where is magic at? What are people learning? What's the state of the world in those terms? And through this episode in particular, finding out about Serie, finding out about Denkin and the way that he magics, the attitude that some of these individuals who stand out have of, like, the joy of going and finding it themselves versus the need to optimize, the current practices, the current, like, traditions, the arms race and the way it's perceived historically by these individuals, the battle between attack and defensive magic, the way that Frieren and her training has sort of circumvented that by being so strongly focused on making those attack and defensive magics as powerful as possible, limiting to the one kick, right? And how that tool can become so very potent when you have other tricks up your sleeve as well, but a deep and powerful reliance and ability to rely on the basics. It's like, man, okay, here's what it's like. There are a lot of fighters, and I'm going to keep bringing things to fighting. Part of the Denkin getting schooled thing, and I said this in the ED as it was coming out, is like watching a master of one martial art go into a school for a completely different martial art and get toasted like they're a white belt. As he says, it felt like being trained as a first-year magic trainee. It's like a karate practitioner, or even like a fully striking, like a boxing practitioner going into a Brazilian jiu-jitsu gym, and, like, you can get whomped by white belts. You're just going to get whomped by white belts. It doesn't matter how good you are. The basic techniques executed well, you won't have anything you can do about them. You won't have the strength. And that's this. Or maybe it's more like a practitioner who is really strong and really confident, a black belt in their craft, goes against, like, a red and white belt, like someone who's a Grendel master. Either way, it's fucking interesting. But what I was initially going to say about fighters wasn't that part. It's about the jab. The jab. Zoltrak is like the jab. It's the most fundamental, most direct point A to point B attack, right? It shoots you. It's what it does. It shoots you. It shoots you. It shoots you. It's the closest to you, and it's the most straightforward, and it shoots you. And a really good fighter with a really good jab can control an entire fight against somebody with a full bag of tricks, a full arsenal of leg kicks and head kicks and the full 6 of punches and all the shit. A person with great, like really great reaction times and baseline and endurance and cardio and footwork and stuff can control that entire fight with one hand tied behind their back and just the jab, right? Just Zoltrak. And that's the kind of circumstance that we're in. Frieren is so good and so powerful and has so much strength and so much endurance and so much force behind that jab and so much practice at it that she, like Frieren, like Fern, is able to womp an expert at a whole bunch of things with just the jab. That's dank. It's just dank. It's just dank. It's so cool. It makes it feel so fucking cool. This interaction is amazing. I want to know who Serie is voiced by and if it's Kurapika. Maria Issei. It's Killua! My first impression was correct! Is that a male voice actor? Sounds like Killua. Motherfucker! He also Rengoku Kyojuro in Kimetsu. Rei in Promised Neverland. Stocking in Panty and Stocking. Himeno in Chainsaw Man. Regu! Oh! It's Regu. That would be the one that I recognize in my mind. It's Regu from Made in Abyss. Foo Fighters in JoJo. I recognize as well. Antarcticite. Yukina in Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. Holy shit, that makes so much sense now. That makes so much sense now. That depth of voice, though, it's Killua. Oh, also Satoru Gojo. Oh, young Satoru Gojo. Young boy Satoru Gojo in second season. Kimetsu. Yeah. But Killua Zoldyck, that's the one that got me, for sure. Couldn't imagine living in a peaceful era. Wow, and they're reintroduced by a powerful act of magic. Overall magic dynamic stuff is really cool. It doesn't get to the realm of the first really potent fight against demons that we had. It doesn't get there, but there are some really dope moments. Particularly the one where he puts up the shell around him to take the impacts of the ice, and then and we do this full rotation. First from the close-in shot where we start the background rotating, and then the transition here so it continues flowing just perfectly, and then rotating fully around him, and then back in here to keep attacking. It's very cleverly executed for all of this combat stuff to feel really, really good and to interact and flow really well with the communication and talking that happens in between, as well as to give us lots of insights into the way that magic works. This moment where he starts rearranging the pattern to create different forms, different formats, different Eschers is really cool, but the simpler it is, the faster it is to deploy, so there are trade-offs with everything. Making it more structured would make it less quick, less rapid, less easy. So, the trend for modern attack spells is to control a physical object because that force can break through the barriers that are mostly reinforced in order to prevent magic from attacking you. And those spells, those defensive spells, haven't been made much better. Like, that part hasn't caught up because they're good enough to fight against monsters and things. But they also haven't been iterated on against this new wave of physical attacks in order to make them strong enough to deal with other mages hitting you with mountains or, oceans. The 60% of the human water bluff is pretty smart, but he's smarter, and it reveals a very poignant thing about magic that's going to be important here and then later. It's about visual imagination. It's about what you can conceive. Magic is literally an art of conceiving and manifesting. This gives us a huge, huge insight into the way that spells work. They have to be something that you can conceive of, that you can see yourself executing, that you can see yourself doing. It's part of why simpler spells are going to be so much more effective. The more complicated the spell, the more effort it takes to imagine it. Much easier to be like beam of damage light than to be 30,000 spears of light particles, right? Let alone a flowing cascade of petals that become metal and flow around, right? Like, that's something you can imagine, sure, but it's more complicated than beam of light energy that does boom boom. How would you do all of these things? They can't produce effects you cannot picture. Damn, but you are afraid. And of what? Of water. Behave yourselves is so fun. As long as Denken doesn't lose is such a good transition to Denken losing. Frieren's so fast, and he's getting so overwhelmed. Some cool Etana circuses, like, great stuff. Cool looking. I'm going to settle this quickly. This flaming pillar of awesome is dope looking. It's really spectacular. The ribbons of fire around it are just lovely, and I think it's a cool cut. Will it hold? Of course. No. Out of the middle of it, Frieren. And then, from point blank, a blast. And then threats. How dark is Frieren, really? It's not quite shown. It's not quite clear. Denken is convinced that she will not kill him. And Laufen is convinced that she was only going to wound him. I don't know. Either way, it's very smart. Snap, crack, pop, caught. And the answer we finally get is that he just wants to see a grave. To visit someone. Powerful through line to the dwarves that we've met so far. Each of them, old man, is it Ramuji? I think so. The old man waiting on a mission given to him by someone lost. Ison staying by those cairns and caring so deeply for them. And Denken here wanting to go north to go and see his hometown and a grave he left behind. Interesting. They'll be fine. They'll win. I'ma hit them with the water. This sequence I thought was cool. It's got flow to it. It's got back and forth and crushing stuff and cool effects animation on movement and big things and smoke clouds and stuff like that. This, though, when this becomes like crystalline and she's like reconfiguring reality is what I see. I see dimensions folded into each other to literally turn the world upside down, to cascade upward, to analyze the current state of being, the barrier that Serie has produced. This is such a cool effect. The invert effects that they're using are really cool, and then this giant beam is really cool, and then the shimmer. It's going to break. Wild looking scene. I don't think I've ever seen anything that looks like this. Hey, hold on. Who the fuck is that elf mage? And we get this extreme, like, slow-mo sequence that's so smooth. Love it. Frieren, huh? The last great mage, huh? And your shot has been heard. It has rung around the world and flipped it all upside down. Wham, bam, this water stuff is fucking sick and excellent. It really looks awesome. And everyone who we cared about winning has won, has survived, and has made it through. Now, in the interim, we might find out and have some time to spend with these characters, but we're going to move to a place where they're going to have to compete. Scary stuff. Now we've got a real understanding of who a lot of them are, both in terms of how they've worked in teams, but now it'll be a question of how they work individually, and whether more of their oddities and idiosyncrasies and scarinesses come to the fore. How much more willing will Yubel be to cause harm when she's not in a team event? How much more letting loose will we be getting done? And will there be any interesting collisions that lead to difficult circumstances? Would suck if Kana and Lavina had to fight each other or something like that. Sure would be a shame if any of our characters who love each other would have to fight for any reason. Sure would produce a whole lot of spooky drama. Definitely wouldn't want anything like that to happen, would we? No, of course not. Of course not. Yes, please do stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be great. Or maybe Virbel and Ere having to be at odds with each other. I don't know. We'll have to see what the parameters for the next piece of this competition will be. But for now, all of our party members have moved on forward, and we'll see how far they get. next time on Frieren. Thanks for joining me for this pair of episodes. I think in terms of honest discussion, it's been light. The reason for that is because it's focused on like real stuff happening, right? It's not that focused on the in-depth stuff about the world and like diving into intricate character interactions. There are some, but a lot of it was like we did the character interaction setup last time, and now we just have conflicts and explosions, and we get to point at them and be like, fuck, that was cool, and it went in a direction that I didn't expect, and it was fucking awesome, and that leaves off our discussion, and that's totally fine. Cool episodes of show? Are they the deepest, most intricate, most overwhelmingly balls-to-the-wall crazy? No, but they definitely do the trick and continue to execute so well on the elements that are making Frieren fun that I'm just having fun, and I hope you are too. So, with that, I will say thank you for watching these episodes of Frieren with me, and I'll see you next week for more as we move along further into the first class Mage exam. Much love. See you next week. Early access on the Patreon. Peace.